can't wait. I can't wait to do what we're about to do.
Welcome to It Ain't Just Sports Podcast, your weekly huddle for all things sports and then some. Your hosts, Micah Bam-Bamm White and Amaya Mitchell, dive deep into the biggest games, the hottest takes, and the stories behind the headlines. Let's get into it.
What's up, and welcome to another week of It Ain't Just Sports here in the 12 on your side Skybox. I'm Amaya Mitchell.
What up? It's your boy, Pittsburgh Steelers fan, Micah, the Bam-Bamm White.
You can claim that now.
I always claim it. You don't want to go back and forth.
I'll claim it
Pittsburgh,
again.
then you Bills, you got it. Here we go, fair weather. Now she's a Pittsburgh fan. Yeah.
Listen. I'll give them their. We'll get to it more later in the show, but for now, I'll give them their props.
But man, it's gonna be a crazy show today.
It is.
Diggs, we got to figure out what's going on in his mind.
I know.
And then we got a brother that runs for a life, works his behinds off, gets a couple of $1,000, and the NCAA does what? We'll get to that a little later.
Here comes them. Yep.
But most importantly, we have a new guest today.
Yes.
And I'm excited about our new guest.
Yeah.
New guest, new day,
yes.
new year.
Yes.
First guest
yes.
of 2026.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Faith Wilkerson. What's up, Faith?
What's up?
What you laughing at?
Nothing. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So, Faith, you are the founder, creator, curator, organizer of Unlocking RVA, which I think is one of the dope experiences that we have. It itself creates dope experiences that we have here in this RVA. You got your doctorate, started working at Virginia Commonwealth University first, right? Mm-hmm. And you did a lot of cultural work, because I remember you were booking me as a comedian for the ICF, was it the ICF? Cultural extravaganza.
Yeah, it was called the Intercultural Festival, so ICF was the acronym for that.
I have a very funny story about the ICF Festival. Very funny story. And then now you're at University of Richmond teaching
public speaking.
Primarily to
athletes.
Primarily to
I tend to have a large
athletes.
number of athletes in my courses. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it tracks. When you think about your undergrad career, public speaking is one of those electives. I'm just going to take that and grab it. And then they find out, we actually learn something in there.
And too, I would say, I feel like a lot of athletes I knew in college also took, were comm majors. Mm-hmm. So that kind of went hand in hand. So I actually had a lot of athletes in my class too. Yeah. But I love public speaking, so.
Well, I hope you do, because of what you chose to do, boy.
Here we are.
I did like it, but I can understand why for an athlete, they might shy away, or they might take it thinking it's going to be easy. Yeah. But I'm sure you.
Yeah, we definitely help to elevate them, figuring out that even in small settings, you're still speaking publicly. You speak publicly every day, whether you're making an order in a drive-through or just saying good morning to someone. You have to learn how to speak to people.
You do.
And you got to learn the energy behind that.
Yes.
And
the semantics, I guess you can say.
So let's back up with you a little bit. Let the people know you. Where you originally from, high school, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I was actually born in New York City.
Right.
But then ended up migrating to Virginia 10th grade. So I actually finished my last 3 years of high school in Newport News.
Oh, come on, 7-5.
Yes. So then I'm coming to VCU in 2000 for college and literally just never left. So I've been in Richmond now. We're entering year 26. Wow. So I like to say, this morning I was trying to think about it because I figured you might ask.
Right.
Okay, but I really feel like I was born in New York, but at this point, Richmond has definitely raised me. I've been here since literally I was 17 years old.
Wow.
And so considering all the things that I've experienced here, longest place I've ever lived, but people always ask the high school question. I lie and say I went to John Marshall.
Because it's a cool thing right now, right?
I just feel like it just was a hip school, but technically I would have went to Hermitage, but it's okay,
Yeah, say John Marshall. in the city of Richmond.
Yeah. I just say I went to John Marshall for craps and giggles,
And it's interesting you say that, because me being from Birmingham, Alabama, I always say that the seed was planted in Birmingham and it was raised and nourished in Richmond, Virginia. Because there is a foundation of me that's always going to have this Birmingham element to it.
Yes.
But I've lived more of my life in Richmond, Virginia. I moved here when I was 21. I've been living, this year will be 30 years, September 29th. September 29th will be 30 years me living.
Wow.
Or being away from Birmingham, because I lived in LA for a couple of years. Was moving from LA to New York, came back to Richmond to be here for 3 days. I've been back for 15 years.
Wow.
So Richmond it is.
Crazy.
VCU, you studied.
Yeah. Oh, so undergrad was mass communications.
Yeah.
And then, so originally I wanted to be Oprah or something like a really la-la because I preferred to do the countdown for the videos. So that was what the idea was, which is why Mass Comm came in. Never got the MTV internship. So I kind of pivoted. Pivoted a little bit, and I had no interest moving back to New York. So that was the other piece of it all. MTV had, joined forces, and I was like, I don't go back to New York. I'm okay, I think. And so education became the new thing for me. So the master's and doctorate are both in higher ed, basically, adult education and human resource development. And so that happened because I was super active in undergrad. So I was in the programming boards, I was on SGA. And so doing all the real reasons why we go to college, right? It's not for class, it's for the parties, it's for accept shows, it's for all those things. And so my advisor at the time was like, well, have you ever thought about doing this? I don't know what I thought she did or how she got paid. She just was the person that approved the money so that we could pay.
Hey,
so we could pay
that's an important person. That's an important person.
But realized there was a whole, story behind it and a thing I could do, and I enjoyed event planning. Again, as a 17, 18, 19-year-old, you don't really categorize it like that. You just do it. You don't know this can be a real job in the future. Because again, I sure wish I would have started this business 26 years ago. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Where you would be right now.
Where I would be right now. Yeah.
So at VCU, you get your master's, you get your doctorate, and then how did you start working in I remember the ICF event that we just spoke about loosely.
Yes.
How did that come about? First of all, is it still happening? What is it about? And how did it come about with your impact that you had on it?
So the trajectory of finally going into the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs, which is where we ended up probably making the most contact at first. I used to work what we call the programs office, and so to kind of get folks a little bit 360, your previous guest, Kelly Lemon, used to be my boss.
Right, right.
And so,
shout out to Kel. 2 weeks ago, she was a guest on episode 6, I think it was. Yep.
So we worked in what we called the programs office, and that was the hub for all of the events, including ICF.
Okay.
Eventually, I would move into OMSA, and we then took on ICF because it is a cultural festival. So it came underneath our umbrella, which is completely separate than the previous office I was working in. So that festival, I want to say prior to me even coming into that department around, I want to say 2007, 2008, had already been happening for about 5 years or so. So it's still happening. I don't think it's as large as it used to be. I'm kind of really disconnected from it. Remember, we used to be in Monroe Park. I think now they've kind of reduced down to be like in our student commons area, which is a little plaza area out there. So.
So two quick stories about the ICF, right? So Faith asked me one year, hey, will you do this? I'm like, absolutely. I go, I do it. It is packed in the park. Like it's packed. Now I'm a stand-up comic, only a stand-up comic at this point. Now the band thing had not happened yet. So I get there, and the thing about comedy is a very intimate thing. We're used to doing it inside, all lights off, no noises around, so we can really get our words in. You can feel what we're trying to say, hold your attention even better. So I'm out there in this major park. I performed before a India dancing group and after Noah O, who's a hip hop artist. So now you got this comedian in between these two. And I did well. So well, they asked me to come back the next year. I go back the next year, you weren't there that year. So I go back the next year, and it wasn't like the little outdoor student commons.
No, it was in Monroe Park. It should have been in Monroe Park,
It should have been, yeah. But anyway, it rained. And when it rained, it finally stopped raining, and they're like, well, all right, we're going to go on with the show. It is literally the first time ever in my career that a guy handed me the mic and said, you're up. And there was literally nobody in the audience. I went on stage to when I still have a picture. I'm gonna find that picture. I went on stage to an empty. It was probably 100 seats out there, 0 people. By the end, there were 18 people in the audience. I held 18 people, but it just comes with the thing. But I'm happy that VCU is doing that because it was such a dope thing to be able to see all these different types of art, all these different types of cultures, all these different types of acts in one space in Richmond, Virginia. So it's a dope thing. They're still doing it. I think everybody should find the time to go and check it out next time they do it. It's dope.
Awesome.
Yeah. Usually it should be in the April time frame normally when they do it in the spring semester. But yeah, it's an amazing event.
Good deal. So I'll ask one more question, then I'm gonna turn to Mike because this is my homie.
I was gonna say you guys know each other, so you know her history, so you know. So I'm just letting you, and then when we get to the sports, then because I'm like, because I know you guys know. Yes.
Unlocking RVA.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Yep. So
first of all, tell the people what Unlocking RVA is, and then tell them how it came about.
So Unlocking RVA is a event planning and promotions company here in the city, and so. Initially, we'll be entering in year 10 in about 3 weeks. It's our 10-year anniversary. And so it started with me trying to create a platform that let people know what was happening in the city. So because of Richmond, really for me, Richmond was VCU for a very long time. That was, I love Richmond because I love VCU. And so most people who grew up here found Richmond very boring, I think in the early 2000s. And so, whereas me, I was exploring because I was new here. And so I always knew where to go, what to do, what was happening because I signed up for newsletters and I was okay with going to the opera, doing the Latin ballet, like things that most people would think were boring until I would post about it and they'd be like, dude, that look kind of dope. It might not be dope when you go because you might be bored. However, you should try it anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So Unlocking came about from me getting tired of people texting me, asking me what was happening in the city for the weekend. And so initially, if you have the time ever in life to scroll back 10 years, the initial posts were just repost, flyers. Here's what's happening. Or me saying I went to this event, it's happening for another 2-3 weeks. Go for it. So I did that for about a year. And I told no one that I owned that it was me. I would just tell people, you ever gone on this page? They go on Unlocking. They tell you what's going on. And then eventually, though, because of who I am as an event planner, again, going back to 17-year-old Faith, not realizing that could be a job, it was a natural evolution that I started doing events that I felt like were missing within what I was already promoting. And so that, planning piece came from us starting with just entrepreneur socials or just general socials where I was inviting businesses to come into rooms and promote their items. So one of our first sessions, we had Cirrus Vodka when they first came into the area, Yelp when they first came into the vicinity.
Yeah.
Then we were in Mama J's catering space. And so it was all these things that you can come in the space and say, oh, I can book this DJ, I can go on Yelp and find stuff, I can buy this vodka, I can do all these things. And okay, great. So it was like, all right, I think I'm on to something.
Yeah.
And so eventually, little by little, just curating bigger events to where I can highlight and bridge that gap between the community and then our businesses that we have here. But not forgetting about people still need platforms to promote their events. So we also open our social media and our, other digital platforms for people to promote events and services that they have coming up, especially if they're looking to tap into our demo or just don't have, of course, the social capital in terms of followers that they're able to tap to even remotely buy their tickets. Because, we love a good ad, but sometimes it's not always the best.
Right.
best thing to use.
So, quick story, and I want to take an impact that what Unlocking had on me just the other night, Saturday night. So Kelly has a gym jam and with Unlocking. It's Studio 23 right here in Manchester. So I go having a good time. DJing is by far, and I don't care. I'm not even debating with anybody. Richmond's DJ is Lonnie B. If Lonnie creme de la creme, I don't even want to get into this person. I don't care. Lonnie's Richmond's king. He's also national, so he's not just Richmond. But in Richmond, it is Lonnie, right? So you got Lonnie, and then you have this young DJ, 12 years old, Amari. Was that his name? So this little kid starting to DJ. So I'm watching Lonnie look at him when the little kid DJ, and I'm watching Lonnie nod his head when he approves of something that the young man was doing. But one of the most impactful moments was at the end of the night. Amari starts DJing, this 12-year-old, and that's all adults. He's the only kid that I believe I saw in that space.
Wow.
Right. So so this is the Unlocking RVA, that I'm like, yo, what she's built is doing something now that I'm seeing is evolution, pouring into the young folk. I watched Lonnie on stage with this young man as he's DJing, pack his stuff up, pull his crate, and well, it's not crate anymore, but
his bag.
Pull his bag. That's right. That's old school. You probably know about crates. You don't remember crates.
There you go, being
she's 23.
Gist again.
Yeah.
Being a gist. You can add whatever previous. The gist.
But he pulls his bag off stage, and you watch this kid up there by himself, throwing this party at around 10 o'clock, 10:15 at night for these adults. Then as Lonnie stands to the side, I'm like, yo, this is dope. I'm soaking it all in. And as I'm videoing Amari DJ, you see Lonnie walk through my frame. He's leaving. Left this kid on stage to rock out. And I have to say, job well done. This young man.
That's awesome.
So that was like a moment for me, like as we continue to grow in what we're doing, do what we're doing, still in the process of that pouring back into the young folk that got next. So I saw Lonnie, like, I don't even want to say he handed anything to the young man, but he let the young man know you are capable of being whatever you desire to be. Just keep growing, keep knowing, and just don't get distracted in these streets. So that was something that touched my heart.
It touched your heart. I mean,
heart.
that's the whole purpose of Unlocking. We're not about, who's best. I agree that Lonnie is one of the top in this city, but it's not about who's the top. Like, that's one of the things I love about Unlocking is that it allows me spaces to put DJs or new talent in whatever space or frame they're in to get that look, to get that eyes on them. And that's on you. If you're great, you're great. If you're not, they won't tell you. And then I won't book you again, but that's okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you had your chance.
You had your chance. And that's what I think. So one of the events that we do that allows that is our silent headphone party. And so that party, I have 2 DJs every time, and it allows me to literally, I can hire the person that you don't know, and it doesn't matter because then all of a sudden you're like, oh, who that? You like him? You can go over there and get his information. You can book him. And it's great. And then, I'm not too sacred about too many of my stages because at the end of the day, I know what to tell you to make sure that you don't really fail the way that you might be afraid to.
Right.
Because I've done this for a very long time. I know, hey, this crowd, you can't do this. Hey, this crowd, you're going to have to play that line dance. You're not going to want to.
Right.
But if you don't want 18 people, you
Right.
might want to put that put that song on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just wobble them just for a little while.
You know what I'm saying? And Amari is a great example, though, of he wants to do it. That was one of my first things. The first time I booked him, I said, oh, that's cute. Look at it. Because, I mean, it's really a family affair, to be honest with you. And I was like, okay. And then one day they was like, well, Amari wants to do this. Amari. I'm like, is it really Amari? So we went out over the, I think the Thanksgiving break. We went get some tacos. And his parents sat there, and me and Amari was talking like he a grown-up. And this is what he wants to do. He wants to do parties for his age demographic. He practices. He wanted this controller. He got that for Christmas. He's in his garage going in.
You can tell this young man puts a lot of time into what he does. He's locked in. He's serious about it.
His parents are give him the tools needed so he could play for any demographic. Because again, the reggae set he played, those were songs in there from 19 whenever.
Wow.
Right.
And he played them in the correct way you're supposed to. And I think that's awesome because getting stuck in the whatever music we have now, it's just you got to be able to toggle because more adults are going to book him and have the money to book him.
Yeah.
That part.
Than a 15-year-old.
That's the part. That's the part. You can only do so many birthday parties. You know?
So many birthday parties.
But I got to meet Amari when he did Teen Summit.
Yes.
Because Teen Summit came to Richmond, Virginia. I was the very first host of Teen Summit. And then the next year they were like, you know what we need to host Teen Summit? A teen. Not some 40-year-old dude who love kids. You can tell that I love kids, I think. But on brand, so now Amari became, because my DJ came with me, a dude by the name of DJ DNS, came up from Atlanta, DJ Teen Summit, but now the young folk have taken over Teen Summit, which is so appropriate for that to happen. So let's talk some sports. You got to sit with us while we talk sports.
I do. I got a flashback because I always wanted to host Teen Summit. That's another, not the one, the BET Teen Summit. I'm sorry.
So went from
I really wanted to be a D-Move.
MTV.
I wanted to be a D-Move. Okay, sorry. Sorry.
Yes.
So Maya, this weekend sports.
I know.
Football.
Sunday was a great day for football. And I usually don't stay up and watch, but I did yesterday. Not the whole way. I had to catch that last Steelers-Ravens kick on my phone this morning, but everything else I watched.
Because you had to be here early this morning.
I did. I come in at like 5.
Bless your heart.
So I wake up super early. But
Bless your heart.
I mean, crazy. Great weekend. And I see came fitting.
Rocking. For those that are watching on YouTube, if you're listening on Spotify and any other podcast outlets, check us out on YouTube. You'll see me rocking my 5'1" James Ferrier signed autographed jersey. I wore this.
No, seriously, stand up so people can see how long it is.
Like
if you can even see.
Jeans on, like
And so,
like the dad you are.
You sound like the dad I am. Yes. Hey, but see, people, the reason this jersey is so large, this is a 60. They said I needed a 48, but when you go to so many games in Pittsburgh, it is cold during this time of year. So you normally put the jersey over all your hoodies, your jackets, your coats, your thermals, everything. So I needed a jersey big enough. And you know, we had a dude that used to come to the games, a dude named Will. He lives here in Richmond, Virginia. And Will would tuck his jersey in. And one day he walked out the bathroom with that jersey tucked in. And he's never heard the end of it. So
I believe it.
Now it's on the internet for all.
Now it's on the internet for all to know. That boy walked in that bathroom with it. I said, Will, you got your jersey tucked in. I went in on him. And then one of my other homeboys, Vitel, he laughed. And then Will started snapping on Vitel. What you laughing for? Don't snap on Vitel.
You got to deflect. You know
I'm the one that's talking about you.
But he can't. That means he couldn't handle. He knew he couldn't go toe-to-toe. You got to know your challenges.
You don't untuck that jersey, man. But it was a great weekend. Steelers were going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm excited about going to the playoffs.
It was a good game.
It was a very good game. And for many years, I remember when Baltimore and us would end up in the playoffs. Often, I think out of the last 10 years, I would say at least 3 times we ended up playing each other the first round. And for the last 2 or 3 times, we would end up losing. So thank God this year we don't have to see Baltimore again. Because if we had to see them again, I don't think it would work out the way. But yeah, last night I put my jersey on. As soon as I put the jersey on, I had not worn this jersey in years. Put the jersey on, he missed the kick.
That was crazy. It was crazy.
I'm just saying.
You did it. That was you. That was all
I'm just saying. Call Tomlin. Let him know. Let him know I got the power on.
Now we just got to beat the Texans, but that's next week.
I think we can beat the Texans.
That's next week's.
And I think we have not won a playoff game in 9 years, if I'm not mistaken. But I believe that this year we could actually win the Super Bowl. And I say that because I think any team in the playoffs this year can win the Super Bowl. There's not one dominant team that we're used to seeing dominant. Denver and Miami, I'm not saying they had fluke seasons, but the regular season's over. Everybody's 0-0 now. And I see a tremendous amount of parity across everybody in the playoffs.
Well, I'm okay with switching it up because I'm tired of seeing like the same 2 teams every year, especially like I don't want another Chiefs Super Bowl. I don't. Or an Eagles Super Bowl. I don't. Give me somebody. No, Eagles fans are so annoying.
They are.
And we know the Cowboys will never make it, so I'm okay with whoever else.
Cowboys, I don't even know how Cowboys fans are still Cowboys fans.
Literally, my uncle, he was like, and he's an avid Cowboys fan. And I was like, like, what's going on, Unc? He's like, I don't even care no more. I'm like, good.
I got a homeboy, Craig Watson. You know Craig, right? Craig Watson tells me 2 years ago, I'm no longer a Cowboy fan. He's been a Cowboy fan his whole life. I'm no longer a Cowboy fan. I'm a Ravens fan. There's a 2-year buffer before you can claim any other team. Because if you say I'm no longer a Cowboys fan, and then that next year Cowboys do well and go to the playoff, you're gonna be back on the You're gonna be back on the Cowboys bandwagon.
Also, why? Why do we have to switch? Like, are we getting paid by these teams? Like, just pick a team and just ride it.
And just ride it out. Speak to this young lady right here.
I told you I'm a Saints fan, so you have that great.
Last week she's like, we start off the podcast. She's Cowboys. I mean, Steelers. Excuse me, never meant to say Cowboys.
Yeah,
she's Steelers. And then we lose last week. She like, I don't really know. I think I'm a Buffalo fan. I'm a Buffalo fan. How did you go from...
I've been both though, but I just get tired of the Steelers. Like I get so tired of them.
But did you ever put like a flag in the sand, like I am Steelers?
I've been Steelers by family my entire life.
Okay.
Then last year, I had a friend that made me go to like multiple Bills games.
Yeah.
And we went to a Bills restaurant, Bills bar every single week. And then I got into the Bills, not just because they win, because I like their players. I'm like,
well, that could be a secondary team. You can have a secondary, but you still got to stick to the primary.
The statement she made last week.
Okay, because
Josh Allen is cute. Josh Allen is cute. You did say.
Well, okay.
I got the receipts. I got this going on YouTube right now.
I'm gonna have your back. It
Thank
ain't about
you.
that. Because let me tell you something. I became a Saints fan. You want to go ahead and take another stab at why I became a Saints fan?
Why? Aaron?
No, after Aaron. Remember?
Drew Brees.
No, Reggie Bush. Come on now.
Reggie Bush.
Come on now.
Reggie Bush. USC.
Reggie Bush.
Legend.
Because I was like, oh, he cute. And then I was like, oh, those VCU colors. I could have probably went there. But no, I preferred them.
Right.
I preferred that. That's how I ended up becoming a Saints fan. Aaron was after the fact that I was like, oh, snap, that's your... I had no clue that I knew that quarterback at that time. And now he's the only jersey that I wear. So every game I go to, I have on a Brooks jersey.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and so I just, my thing, I had a bucket list to do all the NFC South stadiums. I just finished at the top of last year. Tampa Bay was the last stadium I had to go to. So I'm in that Buck Stadium
cool.
with a whole Brooks jersey. And I sit where I want to sit because I'm all about what's better for my viewing and my, the pleasure in the back with the cups.
Yeah,
And so, I was in the seat and they just was talking trash and I was like, y'all done? What are we talking about right now? Anyways, neither one of us is going nowhere. This is our annual January game. Let's just have fun, guys.
Leave us alone.
It feels great. It's 70 degrees in January. Like, let's just be happy.
You want to hate.
Yeah, you want to hate. But that's, Reggie Bush is the start of it.
No,
and
I
then
love that.
Brooks, Aaron ended up being like, oh, look at that. No clue, but yes.
Shout out to Aaron Brooks. We got to get him on as a guest. Aaron, he has 2 kids right now playing at Hermitage High School.
He's one of the coaches for the football team as well.
Yeah, so Aaron Brooks, who's also Michael Vick's cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Was quarterback for the Saints.
More Newport News folks.
And the boy can throw it. I mean, that boy has a cannon for an arm. Great guy. I got many. I'm going to wait till he's a guest because I got a funny Aaron Brooks story. He cussed me out one night.
Oh.
That tracks.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Yeah. But I had it coming.
Yeah.
I had it coming.
Most of the time, it is what happens with Aaron. People, like, what'd you do? Like, you got to act, what'd you do?
Right.
Okay.
And with
Because he's
Michael
quiet.
Bam-Bamm.
So if he had to curse you out,
you
he
probably
was
deserved
holding it in long enough.
And he tried. He tried. For months he tried, but he had to finally try. And we laugh about that to this day. But the games were great. However, speaking of speaking of New England, who a lot of people are saying has the greatest chance to go to the Super Bowl, it's a brother on that team.
Yeah.
Stefon Diggs.
Yeah. Always getting into something.
What did he do?
Did you read it?
What did he allegedly do?
I was going to say, allegedly, like, I read it. It. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's like an assault charge. But
Strangulation.
Like, he went into the lady's room and smacked her for not giving him his money. I'm not laughing. Assault is not funny. But I'm saying, like, what? Like,
right.
What?
Well, apparently, he owed her money.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently he owed her money for a job that she had done. I guess he's
she was
tired.
Like a chef or something.
Right. And I guess he got tired of her asking for her money, and has a case for strangulation. But what's interesting to me is that in a year where so many people are getting immediately canceled, X'd off, fired, put on leave for such things, he's able to stay. And a lot of those other people that are getting canceled, X'd off, they're not doing it with all the proof there. It's like once the allegation comes up, they're out. Is it because he's who he is? Is it because he's on this team and Robert Kraft has that level of power to say, no, we're going to wait this one out? Like, why is he able to sit back and still enjoy the fruits of what he loves to do when such an allegation has gone public?
I think it's power and money. I mean, the name that he also being involved with Cardi B. Cardi B dropped an album this year. I just feel like there's so much keeping Cardi B's name and Stefon Diggs' name in the news just over and over and over. So people are, it's like a publicity thing. Bad publicity is still publicity. You know what I mean? I think it's one of those situations where it's just like keeping.
Yeah, but where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's a lot of smoke around this brother.
But
and no shade, because I don't know the guy. You know what I mean? I don't personally know him,
but I also feel like people don't expect less from him. From what I see, I feel like it's like, here goes Stefon Diggs again. You know what I mean? So, which is terrible to say, but I just feel like, in a weird way, people are not that pressed about it. It's just another Stefon Diggs in the news again for doing something crazy. So.
But man, how have we become so?
We're numb.
We're
numb to it because every day something happens and the stories get more outlandish.
Right.
Especially if you keep
more
doing
illustrated, more.
If you're staying in the drama, because what was the coach that Sharon Moore?
Yep.
We never really heard anything about him. That happens. Now his whole life's blown up. But then Stefon Diggs, it's like you expect drama from him. The drama continues. I think, like you said.
But we moved on, though. Yeah. Even from that coach. I had to go back because I was like, dang, I know he had on bond and anything else happened. No, he just out on bond. It was only $250,000, I think, so that was $10 in the bucket.
Right, dropping the bucket.
But that I need a documentary on that because how stupid are you? But
we've talked about that.
That's just dumb. But I think with Diggs, I guess you could look at it like when we have regular jobs, right? Y'all have bosses that actually liked you and would go through the ringer for y'all. And you've had bosses who, oh, that's what happened? I guess you're going to have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And to your point about craft, if you care about your star player, you're going to figure it out and say, and who knows what he maybe presented to say, I won't even air on January, da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
So that's my lawyers and handling, and maybe he showed him quicker that, no, this is false and bull.
Right. And quite possibly, that's why I said allegedly, and also said I don't know the brother because I also don't know the truth about the situation. There's a lot of stories that come out that are clickbait. There's a lot of stories that dress to judgment because they want to sell sponsorships. They want to sell ad. They need those numbers to stay up. Stefon Diggs is a name that you can put into an ad that people are going to click on it. So I don't know what happened, but like I said, to your point, there's so many other things that has happened.
But still, it's like, I mean, that is a good point that you guys are making because I think about it. I'm like, I saw the Sharon Moore stuff. I'm like, man, this clown. I saw the Stefon Diggs stuff. I'm like, here he go again. Scroll. Like, what's behind that? Why do I just don't, I feel like
Faith
I don't
just
expect.
said we become numb to it.
Yeah, but I feel like I just don't expect
But
any.
I think, but also, again, let's categorize, right? So the coach, that's a whole different area of ball that he was playing in, right? And so you don't expect that from a college coach.
That's true.
A college coach, you spend to have a lot more higher morality
Yeah.
than a grown-up who's making money.
And with Cardi B and has like 12 kids by 40 different.
But then even when you were sitting there thinking about, when you said about, oh gosh, the random stories and just hearing it when you talked about Cardi, like, or even when I think about Remy, I didn't think she would have hit somebody over the head or whatever, or the brat. You'd be like, oh, damn, you really did that. That's crazy.
Right.
Because you think a story's outlandish until you prove it wrong. You're like, oh, snap, you are capable of that. So I think sometimes we can't even give you the benefit of the doubt no more because you might just be capable.
That's what I said. I just feel like we just expect, and with everything that's been going on with him, Cardi B and all that, it's just like.
Which is sad because that's not his demeanor. If you think about his public persona, he doesn't carry himself in a way of someone that would strangle someone. He doesn't.
No.
The stereotypical way. I mean, first of all, he had one of the hand warmer Chanel. I was done when I saw him come out the tunnel with the hand warmer Chanel, whatever. At that point, I knew you not. What do you do?
You ain't regular.
You're not regular, but I also don't think you strangling somebody. You get somebody else to do it. Because why would you mess up your manicure? No,
and that's what I mean. Like you don't look at him as being someone that would generally just be crazy, if you will, because it has this persona of someone that's got it together. But Antonio Brown. He didn't in the beginning look like somebody that was off the chain.
But he looked like it though, didn't he? He looked real angry after a while, but I'm assuming when you get beat down enough, you start to take on, now I'm exactly who y'all want me to be. Because sometimes we create the monsters too, right?
That's right.
Because you keep putting stuff on me and then, all right.
If I'm going to get punished for being crazy, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be crazy.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm going to be crazy.
And speaking of crazy, the last statement we want to talk about, which I think is absolutely crazy. NCAA Division III cross country.
Yeah.
Marathon runner.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Mohammed Badi?
Yes.
I think that's his name.
Yes.
BATI. Yes. Crazy story. Have you seen it?
We talked about it a little bit, but I haven't. I'm going to do a deep dive after this, tell you that much.
Well, yeah, we'll go through it. So basically, he's a D3 cross-country player at, I think I have it down, Augsburg University in Minnesota. And I think I saw on social media, this guy is literally clocking into like an overnight shift, like a nursing home, something like that, a care facility, getting off that shift, running 10 miles, going to class, and then after class doing another 10-mile run, and then clocking back in at his job just to make ends meet, pay tuition. He wants to be like an Olympic runner.
Yep.
So he's doing this Monday through Friday. Obviously, that's unsustainable. I clock in Monday through Friday for my 8 hours, and I'm ready, But like, I can't imagine 20 miles a day, training to be, cross-country runner, whatever, D3 school. The community comes together because he kind of reaches a point where he's like, I don't know.
There's a breaking point. You can't, that lifestyle's not sustainable.
Not for long. Yeah. Not for long at all. It doesn't matter how much you want it. It's like your body. And they come together, raise $6,000, not even a crazy amount, $6,000 for this guy to help him ease up and be able to chill out a little bit. And then what does the NCAA do? Take it away.
They disqualify him from all competition for $6,000 that was given from the community. While at the same time, might we add, we have kids making millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. But they said because it wasn't NIL money, it wasn't name, image, and likeness money. So the community can't come in and be charitable. But if it's a business in America, good old America, if it's a business, It's okay. $6,000 from the community disqualifies you. Millions from some type of business that, for a lot of these people, are trying to expose you, extort you, trying to use your NIL for their money. It has nothing to do with you in the end sometimes, because if you cared about these kids, you would not give them, you know, this is my soapbox.
Yeah.
If you cared about these kids, you would not give these kids all of this money at the same time while they're still in school. You don't care about these kids. You care about your other bottom line, and you're using these kids to, I don't want to say extort, that's a strong word, but you're definitely using them for your benefit, not so much for their benefit. So you get a kid that gets the community to come around to them for their benefit, $6,000, they, man, this might help out. And I know we've all had $6,000 at one time. The money don't go far. You can get it in the morning and spend it in the morning. It don't even make it to the afternoon.
Yeah.
So let's not act like this was a lot of money.
Especially towards tuition. That's barely a dent.
It's barely a dent. I mean, you might be able to buy books for a school year with $6,000. Maybe buy books. Maybe buy books for a school year. So I just think that there has to be some type of real balance. I think in America we get further and further and further away from just general humanity. Everything has to have this dollar sign that's attached to some type of corporate engagement or some type of business. And if it ain't helping me, because that's basically what you're saying, we're not even going to allow the principle of $6,000 to be raised for an athlete if it's not helping everybody that's a part of it that has nothing to do with the kid.
Yeah, I'm like, how did they even find that out? Like, who would have even?
He probably celebrated it.
Yeah, he
you
probably
know.
said it.
But it's
Yeah,
just like,
he probably said it.
It's
the pipeline, because they want that money to get put into the whatever fund that the university controls.
Right.
And unless you are, I'll use the word booster, a top level booster, you can't really. That's the top level. Say, I want it to go to her. I want her to have the money, and she can do whatever to do whatever.
Right.
And so, to me, listing all of the attributes of probably his school and things like that and being tracked, there probably wasn't any conversations about what he wasn't able to do versus the football, basketball team that probably hears those conversations daily. He probably was just pure ignorant is bliss. Oh, this is amazing. Thank y'all so much. Not realizing there's just these checks and balances that I agree are trash, shouldn't be that way, but they're in place to ensure that what you just said, people are not getting taken advantage of.
It's principle. It's not even about the $6,000. It's principle.
Yeah.
Because if you let $6,000 in, what happens when you let $6 million in?
Yeah.
That has
From
nothing to do
someone
with
else to the school. That's not regulated.
But to just cut this dude's head off.
No, I agree.
It's like, come on, man. Get him straight. Let him know how he needs to do it. Tell him he has to get the $6,000 back. Send it through a different pipeline. Because if they would have just attached Neil.
But to disqualify him?
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's not even right. So and also you got a young person that is working to do right.
Yeah.
They're working to live life in a way that is beneficial to themselves and others. They're working hard at a dream, and you let $6,000, and he's at a D3 school. I mean, if this story doesn't come out, we don't know who this brother is.
Yeah.
So,
No, I have seen, though, I don't know if it'll even make a difference, but thankfully, I've seen in a lot of comments of videos on social media about it, of like lawyers and things being like, oh, please, like, tell us got to reach out, tell us got to, contact us, we'll help him, we'll get him straight. So I really hope that somehow,
you gotta
some
hope
way,
they're genuine.
Yeah.
Because,
But I hope we have some update eventually of like somebody stepped in, something.
I hope so. I agree.
Something happened to get him back on a team or somewhere, or somebody recognized him. I don't know, but just something.
Or, you know what? Or at this point, if it's shown that he has this level of work ethic, you know what? Leave the D3 school, go work with some national program. You can still go and get your education somewhere else, and now you can be in a greater training regimen than you even had at your D3 school.
To still make it to the Olympics.
And still make it to, and probably even faster.
Yeah.
This might elevate him to a faster track.
I hope so.
For what his goals and his dreams are in
really
a
hope
different
so.
environment that's more nurturing than trying to run 10 miles before school, after school, and between work. That's not sustainable, brother. So you can't go back to doing that. But I hope something works out.
Yeah.
Man, this is a good episode.
Yeah, it has been.
It's a lot of stuff to talk
Good way
about.
to start off the year.
It's a great way to start off the year.
Yes.
Faith, any final words?
Go Steelers.
Go Steelers. Look at her putting up this stuff. Like, yeah. So I guess my final word for this particular episode, because she always closes it out. My final word is, first of all, Faith, thank you for all the work that you do in this community.
Thank you.
It is not overlooked. It is an impact that is so needed. Just from the little seed that was planted by letting people know what was going on, because that was needed. Now you are part of creating those things, and you do some dope events. So thank you. Thank you for the work you do at U of R. I get to teach there twice a year. Every semester she calls me in to work with the kids, and I have created friends and relationships with athletes from her class.
That's awesome.
Because of just her allowing me to come in, and other people from the community to come in and teach those kids. So just continue to be you, continue to stay dope, and you got a fan in me, for sure.
Gotta get you a jersey with my name on it.
Done. Let's do it. Follow me online at Comedian Bam on X, Instagram. How can they follow you?
Bet on Faith or Unlocking RVA.
Awesome. Amaya Mitchell TV on Instagram, and then go follow It Ain't Just Sports, Instagram, Facebook, and then anywhere where you find the 12 on Your Side logo, as well as 12onyourside.com/podcast. Make sure you put that S on the end of podcast. We drop a new episode every single Tuesday wherever you watch or listen. And yeah, that does it for today.
It's another episode, the first episode of the year of
It Ain't Just Sports.
In the books, baby.